Well, can you believe it? This year's going to mark 50 years since this game show came along. We've known it under different titles, but using different amounts of money. $10,000, $20,000, $25,000, even $100,000. And it was a game hosted by the legendary Dick Clark himself. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Pyramid, as I'm going to be talking about that and the other versions of this game on the wide world of game shows right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents Wide World of Game Shows. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Duel, the Big DTU, and this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, back again with another episode of Wide World of Game Shows. This time around, I'm going to be tackling a game that will soon be turning 50 this year. Well, it's going to be close, though. But I will tell you this was just so incredible. Bob Stewart, the creator of The Price is Right, soon gave us what would be one of his biggest and most successful game shows out there. And it would be hosted by a guy who would be hosting a world famous music and dancing program that was big, still big at the time. And that would be the late great Dick Clark. So now, without further ado, I bring to you in this episode The Pyramid. Now, this is the actual title for the first version of it, the $10,000 Pyramid. It originally premiered on CBS in March of 1973, but it would later have better success on ABC after its run there, but it would come back to CBS later on. But I'll get to that in a little bit. It was produced by Bob Stewart Productions. Okay. Pyramid is the collective name of a series of American television game shows that has aired several versions domestically and internationally. Now, the original series, which I showed its title card, the $10,000 Pyramid, premiered on CBS in March of 1973 and spawned 7 subsequent series. Most later series featured a full title format matching the original series, with the title reflecting an increasing top prize. The game features 2 contestants, each paired with a celebrity. Contestants attempt to guess a series of words or phrases based on descriptions given to them by their teammates. The title refers to the show's pyramid-shaped game board featuring 6 categories arranged in a triangular fashion. The various Pyramid series have won a total of 9 Daytime Emmys for Outstanding Game Show, making it only second to Jeopardy, which has won 13. The show's host was Dick Clark, who was hosting ABC's hit American Bandstand at the time. Bob Clayton was the show's announcer and was produced by Bob Stewart Productions along with Basada Incorporated. Well, for its first year run, but then later runs and what have you, numerous companies would produce and or distribute these, including Viacom, even Fox, even going up to Sony, their current distributor. Anyway, now Clark is the host most commonly associated with the show, having hosted the network daytime version from 1973 to 1980. Now then, let's explain. Anyway, the $10,000 Pyramid was a big hit on CBS, but it sustained its ratings even when episodes were delayed or preempted by the Watergate hearings. A year later, the ratings declined, going up against the original Jeopardy on NBC at the time, and CBS was forced to cancel it. However, in May of '74, ABC picked up the show and aired it under the title for the next 2 years. Now, as per CBS custom at the time with celebrity game shows, 3 weeks of episodes for CBS were taped in Hollywood at CBS Television Studio 31, with while the remainder of the earlier episodes originated in New York City at the Ed Sullivan Theater before moving to ABC's Elysee Theater for when the show had switched networks. In January of 1976, they doubled the money and the show was retitled The $20,000 Pyramid and continued on until 1979. I mean 1980, sorry. Now, during October to November, the series briefly became Junior Partner Pyramid. There was a weekly thing called the Junior Pyramid, but it lasted only 1 week, which had a teen celebrity going and a young contestant. The Junior Partner Pyramid scrapped the usual celebrity contestant pairings, excuse me, in favor of children playing the game with a parent or other adult relative. It last aired in June of 1980 with Family Feud, subsequently moving up a half hour to take over the spot that was occupied by it. Now, during the time, there was also let me see here, a syndicated nighttime version when it was titled The $25,000 Pyramid from 1974 to 79 and was hosted by game show pioneer Bill Cullen, who of course recently did have a little bit of a success with Stewart, since he was the host of the original Price is Right back in the 50s and 60s. Let's see, and he had recently hosted a game Stewart had produced called 3 on a Match. Anyway, after the show had ended, Clark returned to host 2 weeknight syndicated versions. One of them I'll get to in a little bit. The first was 1981's The $50,000 Pyramid. In 1982, the show returned to CBS as it was now branded as The New $25,000 Pyramid and ran until 1987 and was replaced by a game show called Blackout, hosted by Entertainment Tonight host Bob Goen. But that only lasted 13 weeks, and then soon the show was brought back for a few more episodes until it ended in 1988. Now, of course, the new $25,000 Pyramid was shot at CBS Television C's Studio 33, which of course was currently used for The Price is Right, now known as the Bob Barker Studio. After the show was canceled in 1988, it was replaced by the new Family Feud hosted by Ray Combs. Now, in 1985, during the show's comeback on CBS, there would be another syndicated version, and it was called the $100,000 Pyramid, which ran for 3 seasons, Clark once again hosting. In 1991, another version of $100,000 Pyramid premiered with John Davidson hosting, but I never got to see that version though. In 2002, there would be a new version, just simply titled Pyramid, hosted by Donny Osmond. Unfortunately, it only lasted 2 seasons. Let's see, and then in 2012, Game Show Network premiered The Pyramid with host Mike Richards, who was an executive at the format owner of the series Sony Pictures Television. But it only lasted 1 season with a mere 40 episodes. In 2016, it was back once more on ABC with Good Morning America host Michael Strahan as the host, which still currently airs to this day. Anyway, now that's all. I've gone way too far ahead of telling you how the history went. Now here's the gameplay. The game boards, both in the main game and in the winner's circle bonus round, feature 6 categories arranged in a triangle referred to as a pyramid, with 3 categories on the bottom row, 2 on the middle row, and 1 on the top. Now in the main game, 2 teams compete in the main game, In most variants, each team is composed of a celebrity and a contestant. At the beginning of the game, the teams are shown 6 categories. Once the category is chosen, its exact meaning is given unless there is a bonus element that requires obscuring the category. One member of the team is then given a list of words or phrases that fit the category, displayed on a monitor before that team member, and must describe each to his or her partner within the time limit. The team member giving the clues may use any form of verbal clue that does not contain the answer, for example, using high up for height. Nonverbal clues such as pantomime are also accepted. 1 point is scored for each item correctly guessed, and words for which illegal clues are given are eliminated from play. You'll hear kind of a cuckoo sound early in the earlier episodes. They use different sounds, so you don't want to hear those, okay? Each team alternates playing a category until all 6 have been played, although it is possible for a category to go unplayed if one team is so far behind that they can't score enough points to catch up. In addition, the teams alternate in each round of play as to where the celebrity or the contestant gives the clues. On most versions, in the event of a tie, the host offers the team who created the tie a choice between 2 layers of the alphabet. That team then plays a round consisting entirely of words beginning with that layer, after which the opposing team plays words beginning with the other layer. The tie is then broken by whichever team scores more points, or if both teams correctly guess all 7 words, which team guessed all 7 words in a short amount of time. For most versions airing in the 80s, an additional $5,000 cash bonus was awarded for breaking a tie if both teams achieved perfect 21 scores prior to the tiebreaker. On the 2010s version, a tie is broken by whichever team achieved their total points in a faster amount of time. After a round of gameplay, the higher scoring team proceeds to the show's bonus round known as the winner's circle. Once that's completed, a new round of gameplay begins with the celebrities switching teams and a new selection of categories. After this round is completed, the winning team proceeds to the second and final winner's circle. Now there's bonuses and what have you. The game board has often featured a number of spaces which award bonus prizes to the contestants. Throughout the 70s, a random category during the main game doubled as the Big Seven, meaning that the contestant originally received a prize if all 7 words were guessed correctly. Depending on the version of the show, the Big Seven bonus could be a cash amount or a new car. Beginning in 82, a random category in the second round was designated as the Mystery Seven, in which the host did not reveal the topic of the category until after the fact, and correctly guessing all 7 words awarded a prize. This bonus feature was reinstated for the second round of the 2010s version. In 1983, the $25,000 pyramid introduced a new bonus space called the 7-Eleven, which was randomly concealed behind a category in the first round of gameplay. If this was revealed, the team could elect to play for $1,100 cash if all 7 words were guessed correctly, or $50 per correct word. The latter option was dropped in early 85. The 1991 version offered additional bonuses. Gamble for a grand or gamble for a trip. Offered the choice to reduce the round's time limit from 30 to 25 seconds to win $1,000 cash or a trip, respectively, and Double Trouble offered the team 45 seconds to guess 7 two-word responses for a $500 bonus. In the Donny Osmond version, had only one bonus, Super 6, which was featured in both games each day and awarded an additional prize for guessing all words within the 20-second time limit. The Game Show Network version had no bonus cards, but correctly guessing all 7 words in a category awarded a $500 bonus and added $5,000 to the winner's circle bank. Now, in the winner's circle, the winning team from the main game plays in this, in which one player must describe 6 categories of increasing difficulty to their partner within the 60-second time limit by giving a short and concise list of items relating to each category in play. For instance, the category Things That Clean could be described with clues such as soap, a vacuum, or a maid's broom, although it has not been stated in the official rules since Strahan has been hosting. The contestant gives the clues, and the celebrity must guess the category. In prior versions of the show, celebrities usually gave the clues. Also, they do now. Of course, they can't use their hands, so they have to have their hands strapped down. So, and the clue giver may pass on a category and return to it if there's time. If after playing through all of them, all six. If you, by any chance you give it an illegal clue, immediately forfeits the current category from playing. These include using gestures, which of course using any part of a keyword in the category or a direct synonym of it, using a prepositional phrase or listing an item that does not fit the category. If all six categories are guessed before the time limit runs out, the contestant partner wins the top prize. If not, he or she wins money for each category that is guessed correctly. Now, even before it came to Game Show Network and what have you, CBS originally was among one of the games to possibly return in 2009 after the cancellation of Guiding Light. But however, they went with Let's Make a Deal. Of course, the dating game and the newlywed game were other two options. And they wanted Dean Cain and Tim Vincent. Well, they were tapped as hosts of the pilots, but, well, never did get the chance. Then later on, as the network decided to cancel As the World Turns, Pyramid was again up for it, and Andy Richter was identified as a potential host, but it didn't make it, and they went with their talk show, The View. TBS even tried in 2011, but never got picked up. Let's see, and well, there was even and even before they actually did the Donny Osmond version, there was to be a reboot in 1996 with Mark Wahlberg. No, not that, not the one you're thinking of. He'd be too young to do that, anyways. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, who you may know best as host of PBS's hit Antiques Roadshow, and but they failed to, and they even tried Chuck Woolery, who would later go on to host a new dating game. Well, in its second season, however. Anyway, and they even tried to give it a little, a bit of a pilot called Pyramid Rocks in 1999 after their success with Rock and Roll Jeopardy, but unfortunately that failed too. Pyramid would go on to have international versions going from Australia to England to Germany to France, or the list goes on. Now, the USA Network aired the 80s versions of Pyramid with Dick Clark. Game Show Network got the rights to it in the late 90s and aired some of the earlier episodes, but just the Dick Clark versions. They never showed the Bill Cullen version, though. But anyway, you'll probably be able to find some episodes on YouTube. I think you can find some of the Bill Cullen version too, maybe the Donny Osmond version. I'm not too sure, but just try to do your best. But anyway, there's also been board games for Pyramid from Milton Bradley originally in '74, and then again by Cardinal Games in '86. And even the Osmond version had a board game in 2003. There was also the $100,000 Pyramid video game, but it only got released on the Apple II and then ported to DOS and Commodore 64. There was also for PC CD-ROM and a DVD game. The Nintendo Wii got a $1 million Pyramid game from Ubisoft in 2011. Anyway, that's about it. That's about all. I'm sure you would know what the Pyramid is, so if you do know this game, then let me know what you thought about the show. Tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Alright, and I will have 2 more episodes of the Wide World of Game shows coming up next month where I'll be doing some love in the air and I'll be bringing you the dang game. So, thanks for watching. And again, let me know what you thought about Pyramid. Which versions have you seen? But anyway, okay? Now, if you like this, check out these other videos of these Bob Stewart produced games. In the upper left hand corner is the episode I did on Jackpot. The upper right hand corner is the episode I did on Chain Reaction. Or go to the bottom left hand corner and see the episode on the short lived 1983 game Go. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the wide world of game shows. Then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.